Overnight, a fire on the city's south side. What we know about the person taken from his home.
And shopping safety. Chicago police take extra steps to protect downtown crowds during the holiday season.
Plus, dangerous driving out there this morning. Snow showers fell on parts of the area overnight, still falling in some places this morning. And we've got a mess on the roads. Going to talk about it and get you through it on this Friday morning.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
So busy, still trying to get the jacket off.
Yeah, it's been a busy morning, and it's Friday, so get yourself together.
Yep.
Get yourself together and pay attention to this because the roads are a mess. You've been seeing it on air all morning long. So good morning to you. I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Terrell Brown. Of course, Roz is really busy back there this morning. Going to check in with her in just a bit. Streaming at 7 here this morning. Are you ready for some rugby? Got details on the professional rugby team that's getting ready to call the Chicago area home. That's coming up a little bit later on this morning.
Yeah, but first we go outside. We're going to take a look at what it looks like here.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
look at that sky.
Yeah, it looks fine here, but it's not the case everywhere, right, Tracy?
Exactly. You know, from the city on northward, you're thinking, hey, we're dandy here. But you know what? Across the western, I know from some folks in Glynn this morning, and then through Downers Grove, as well as south to Joliet, and then over into northwest Indiana, about snow-covered roads and very icy conditions, too. Here's a look, live Doppler 7 Max. So what happened overnight is we had this disturbance that became very vigorous, producing these bursts of snow right now from Crete, Indiana, and then we also have some bursts of snow over around Michigan City that are continuing. These are reducing visibility very quickly, accumulating half to an inch of snow very quickly. Doesn't sound a lot, but things haven't had a chance to get treated. Well, then we get the problems, and Roz has been talking about a lot of problems.
More than we can even mention in Northwest Indiana. But we start with the big picture because I want you to see where all of this congestion is. So much of it is on I-65, but also on the Indiana Toll Road and on I-80-94. Now, we've got Storm Tracker Live. They have been sitting in this delay on southbound I-65 for the better part of an hour because they did have all lanes shut down at US 231 in Crown Point with an overturned semi. Northbound, they had one at the same location. Chopper 7, they are over the ramp that connects 80-94 to southbound 65. It's eastbound 80 to southbound 65, where they are simply having so many problems with traction. Nobody can get up the incline on that ramp, and we've just seeing wheels spinning. At least on the Illinois side, Val and Terrell, the travel times are average about 35 minutes, and we don't have any serious crashes.
Well, thank goodness, but that is such a scary situation to be in when you can't get traction. Also breaking overnight, a fire on the city's south side. Firefighters were at this two-story home. This is near 84th and Sealy around 4 this morning. One person was taken to the hospital. We are told they are in critical condition. And this morning, we are hearing from the wife of a security guard killed during a mall robbery.
Norman Thomas was gunned down Wednesday. He'd been working security at a jewelry store at River Oaks Mall. This morning, the mall is still closed.
Yes, it is. And ABC 7's Diane Packard is live outside the mall with Thomas's wife on her heartbreaking plea for the killer to turn himself in.
Val and Terrell mentioned no one is in custody this morning as this investigation continues, but Norman Thomas's family say they are still very much shocked at what happened. His widow telling us that her husband provided so much love and laughter to their entire family. 57-year-old Thomas was a father of 4, grandfather of 6, with another grandchild on the way. He was an Army veteran working here at River Oaks Center as a security guard. He was gunned down during a robbery. A witness tells us there were 3 offenders. Thomas hands up and shot him anyway.
He's given up, and you still do this. They need to turn themselves in, and somebody needs to turn them in.
He was my gentle giant, very loving, very caring.
The owners of River Oaks Center say they are cooperating with police. Thomas used to also work over at Stroger Hospital. There's going to be a vigil there for him next Tuesday. Back to you.
Alrighty, Diane Pathew in Calumet City this morning. Diane, thank you. A downstate man is being held without bond in a deadly wrong-way crash that killed a suburban woman. Prosecutors say Shane Woods intentionally drove the wrong way down I-55 near Springfield while trying to get away from police. He then slammed into Lauren Wegner's car head-on. She was killed. Hours later, an Illinois state trooper woke Wegner's parents with the news.
I gave her a hug in the driveway, gave her a smooch, told her I loved her, and I waved to her as she drove out the way.
And then she comes back in and says she had on collision, didn't survive.
It's unimaginable. Woods is now charged with first-degree murder. He's also charged with taking part in the January 6th Capitol attack.
Happening today, Chicago's top woman briefing with business leaders to talk about what's being done to keep holiday shoppers safe.
The superintendent is expected to talk about the steps to keep those crowds safe. Christian Pico says live from the Mag Mile with more. Christian.
Hey, Terrell and Val, good morning and happy Friday. Well, businesses in downtown Chicago are preparing to open their doors to welcome thousands of visitors as the holiday shopping season gets underway. But of course, safety and security is a top concern, and that's why Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown and other business leaders are discussing heightened security efforts later today. Now, previously, Brown had said that the Chicago Police is working to build relationships with businesses to keep shoppers safe using liaison officers. Just last week, CPD said more officers would be walking the streets in the central business district. These ramped up efforts come ahead of some of the biggest and most popular Chicago holiday festivities, including the Christ Kindle Market, the Millennium Park tree lighting ceremony, and the Mag Mile Lights Festival, all of which, of course, draw thousands and thousands of people in the city. It says his officers keeping the city safe comes at a personal price.
Our officers will be out not just on foot patrols, but they will be out patrolling in their marked squad cars in the community, working to keep everyone safe and sacrificing the precious time that they want to spend with their families.
The Loop and North Side accounted for 1 in 4 retail thefts in the city over the past year, but overall, that total number is down from 2019 by 5%. Now, that news conference set for 1 this afternoon inside the Wrigley Building. Back to you.
All right, Christian, thank you. Now to Washington. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the first and only woman to hold that position, announces she will not seek a leadership role in the upcoming session of Congress.
She will continue to serve in the House. Republicans now have a slim majority there after the midterm election. ABC's Justin Finch is live in Washington with where things stand this morning. Justin, good morning.
Terrell, Val, good morning. And really a big moment on Capitol Hill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi confirming she is stepping aside and thereby making room for a new generation of Democrats to rise up the ranks. For nearly 2 decades, Nancy Pelosi has led House Democrats.
Never would I have thought that someday I would go from homemaker to House Speaker.
But come January, the 82-year-old House Speaker will pass the torch, marking the end of her history-making tenure.
The hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus.
Pelosi, the daughter of a Maryland congressman, raised 5 children before working alongside 4 presidents. President Biden praising Pelosi, calling her the most consequential Speaker of the House in our history. Former Republican House Speaker Newt Gingrich saying in the past year, you could argue she's been the strongest speaker in history.
My dear husband, Paul, who has been my beloved partner in life and my pillar of support, thank you. We're all grateful for all the prayers and well wishes.
Pelosi also acknowledging her husband, Paul, still recovering after being savagely attacked in their San Francisco home late last month. As Pelosi steps down, the GOP is gearing to take control in the new year.
We're not trying to prove Hunter Biden is a bad actor. He is.
House Republicans revealing a top priority, investigating the president and his family, promising to look into the finances of Hunter Biden and others, which some in the party are advising against.
I think it would behoove Republicans to focus on issues, the kitchen table issues, maybe investigate, gas prices, inflation, grocery prices.
And the White House this morning criticizing House Republicans for, quote, wasting time and resources on political revenge. Meantime, New York Congressman Hakeem Jeffries now favored to succeed Pelosi, and if elected, he'd be the first black person to lead a party in Congress. Val?
All right, Justin, thank you. Well, here at home in Chicago, 4 people are now vying to take over as the Chicago aldermen of the 12th Ward. You can see their names on this screen. The 12th Ward covers parts of the city's southwest side. A 4-person committee is going to decide that. It looks like there's Congressman Luis Gutierrez will interview the candidates and then make a recommendation to Mayor Lori Lightfoot. The person chosen will replace George Cardenas, and he's resigning to take on a new role with the Cook County Board of Review.
I want to get to the Renew push this morning to get new owners for vacant lots in Chicago. The city is highlighting a new website. You can check out the 2,000 lots that are available for purchase. You can see the exact locations and prices for each of the properties on that website. This is really interesting. You can find that link on our website, abc7chicago.com.
Is this that dollar sale where they're selling them for $1?
But I remember that one.
Do you remember that, right?
That was hot too.
Yeah, but that's not that.
Not that, right.
All right. The CTA is looking for a few good drivers and mechanics, hosting a job fair at Olive Harvey College this morning. The transit agency says you don't need a commercial driver's license to apply. Qualified applicants will get paid training. The job fair is today. Registration is required. We have a link for you on our website and on our news app.
Chicago will light its official tree at Millennium Park tonight. The Glisovic family from Morton Grove donated the 55-foot Colorado blue spruce. It'll be lit at 6 o'clock, but the celebration starts an hour earlier at 5. And then after that whole thing come the fireworks. The tree will be on display until January 9th.
I actually saw them putting the finishing touches on it last night. And I wondered, I said, I think that's it.
Yeah, the official Christmas tree? Did it look like the, you know, because I picture like this big, beautiful, bright tree. And then I see it in person and I'm like,
No. Well, I didn't see it lit, but they were stringing
so you were
the
putting it
lights.
up and everything. Okay.
But it is big,
and
full and beautiful. And I'm sure by tonight it is going to be absolutely fabulous.
Good.
And a
Awesome.
reminder, the Great Chicago Blood Drive is happening January 11th through the 12th. There are 7 locations for 2020. You can sign on abc7chicago.com.
We'll be talking a lot about that until we do it up in January. Live and local news just getting started this morning, streaming out loud. Coming up, a training program at a Chicago high school is soaring to new heights. How flying drones may help these students take another step in their education.
But first, Tracy has your AccuWeather forecast. It's all about how low will the temperatures tumble for the weekend.
Plus the warning to get the flu shot and your COVID-19 booster before the holidays.
Well, this morning we are talking tumbling temperatures and snow showers as you head out this morning. You guys have been talking about it all morning
I mean,
long.
I just couldn't believe when I looked out the window this morning what I saw. That snow coming down, and here's a live look right now at the city. It's dangerous to drive out there in some parts of the area this morning.
And some of us are stepping out this morning to temperatures in the teens. Let's get right to meteorologist Tracy Butler with the very latest on today's forecast and looking ahead, Tracy.
Yeah, well, good morning, everybody. And we are starting off with a look at the radar first, because that's where we've seen a lot of the action this morning, if you will. Now crossing over into northern Indiana, St. John, Winfield, down through Lowell, we have another burst of some snow that is producing some very quick accumulation and reduced visibility. Southwest Michigan and then over toward Michigan City, LaPorte, reduced visibility. And this is most likely going to produce probably a half an inch of snow within the next half hour or so. Our actual temperatures this morning are in the 20s. It's our wind chills this morning that are in the teens. So this is the way it feels for you. It feels like it's 11 in McHenry, 13 at Midway, feels like it's 12 in Maryville, and 11 is your wind chill right now in Bradley. So yes, temperatures are in the 20s, wind chills in the teens, even a couple that are in the single digits this morning too. So our temperatures are going to stay fairly steady in the 20s throughout the day today. Our overnight lows tonight will drop back into the teens. Lots of clouds today. Still some occasional flurries with us today too, but it's been across the west, south, and northwest Indiana suburbs. We've been talking about some crippling situations. Roz?
It's a pretty good way to describe it. I do want to start on the Illinois side, though, because we are seeing volume there. 30 minutes to 45 is going to be the average travel time, which is still a little bit lower than normal, but the heavier traffic continues to be southwest and south, and we've had a lot of crashes on the Bishop Ford, another one inbound near 159th that IDOT is headed to. But as we make our way east into northwest Indiana, that whole area of 80-94 between I-65 and Ripley, we are seeing big delays in both directions. And part of the problem is we've had so many crashes at the interchange of I-65 and 80-94. Now, a little bit of good news, I-65 at US 231, they have finally made progress. Northbound, all lanes are open, and southbound, they're in the process of getting the lanes open. Chopper 7, they're only able to go as far as about 101st Avenue, northern part of Crown Point, but that southbound 65 to the right of your screen is still really slow. And we've got Storm Tracker a little bit farther south, and they're still sitting in stop and go traffic with those storms just kind of passing through. Big bursts of snow out in Terrell, and then it eases up. It's crazy.
And those roads just don't look good at all.
Yeah, you can see the snow coming down right there. So some Chicago high schoolers are feeling sky high. They are now certified commercial licensed drone pilots. The teens were celebrated at their high school.
Yes, they were. And as you can imagine, the sky limit these pilots making Chicago proud. Will Jones caught up with them.
The buzz at Corliss High School is coming from the drone pilot program classroom.
It's kind of like playing a video game, and I love video games.
It's really like one of those things you wish you forgot how to do just to have that first time feeling again.
The feeling of flying to new heights.
It's very inspiring, you know, just to be able to have something like this at a small school like Corliss.
Some of the drone pilot program students were honored at a school assembly for passing the FAA drone pilot exam and becoming licensed drone pilots. The students prepared for weeks for the 60-question test.
It's sort of difficult, especially with sectional charts and runways.
The program began at the school several years ago, but it took a while to get off the ground.
The goal is to try to educate as many of the students who want to get into this emerging technology as possible.
Janae Lurie is among the youngest licensed black female drone pilots in the country, according to CPS. Your plans to major in engineering in college next year and fly drones to help pay for her education.
It's a great opportunity and an amazing learning experience.
The young drone pilots hope students at Quest take part in the drone pilot program. They believe it can open up future career opportunities. Will Jones, ABC 7, Eyewitness News.
All right, good for them. Sky's the limit. Oh, there's a song. Dun, dun,
Sky's the limit.
You know it.
I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
come on, help me.
I'm trying.
We would
to dig for it.
Karaoke.
Yes, yeah, we would. I know the beat, but don't know the words.
Yeah, it's in my head.
Yeah,
you know how that goes.
Yep.
All right, we'll stream the first for Chicago, a professional rugby team.
Also, an update on the Adderall drug shortage and when the FDA expects it to end.
Witness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Updating on the shortage of the drug Adderall. We have been reporting on this recently, and now the FDA says the shortage could last another 30 to 60 days. Officials say a surge in demand and manufacturing delays are to blame. Research shows Adderall usage increased by 15% between 2020 and 2021. The drug is primarily used to treat ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Winter is coming, and local health officials are renewing their call to get children vaccinated against the flu. Public health officials say participation for kids under 5 dropped off during the last 2 years, during the last 2 flu seasons during the pandemic. Pediatric hospital beds have been up with RSV cases for a few months now. Public health officials say adding flu and COVID to the mix could be devastating.
The Chicago Health Department offers free flu shots and COVID-19 vaccines and boosters at a number of locations around the city. This Saturday from 9 to 2, there is a pop-up clinic that's going to be at Kennedy King College on South Halsted. You can also get vaccinated through the Chicago at Home program. We have more information on our website, abc7chicago.com.
Going to take a quick break here for a minute. Link up with everybody that's watching GMA.
Tanya Babbage will have a news update on TV in just a bit. You'll see it here too.
And we'll morning. Are you ever stressed over parking spots? Yeah, the team up that could make it easier for you to find a space. Okay, that's coming up next.
Now, an update from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning at 7:23. I'm Tanya Babbage. Police in Calumet City are still looking for the gunman who shot and killed a mall security guard on Wednesday. That means today that man's family says he was beloved by all. 57-year-old Norman Thomas is the father of 4, grandfather of 6 with another on the way. He was an Army veteran working at River Oaks Center as a security guard. He was gunned down during a robbery. A witness tells us there were 3 offenders and that Thomas had his hands up when he was shot. The owners of River Oaks Center say they are cooperating with police. Let's get a look at our ABC7 AccuWeather forecast now with meteorologist Tracy Butler.
Tanya, it's been really a challenging morning with some snow in the area this morning. It's been mainly focused our western suburbs, southern suburbs. Now this disturbance producing that snow into northwest Indiana, continuing there as you can see Cedar Lake over toward Couch, Indiana. Separately, we have snow from Michigan City up into southwest Michigan. And it's just a cold morning out there with temperatures in the 20s. We have wind chills this morning, 18. We will break Roz after this.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
back, everybody. We start on the Illinois side. Your average travel times 30 to 45 minutes on most of the inbound expressways. Now, we've got a pretty serious crash in Aurora that has a section of a road closure. Eola is completely closed between Ferry and Butterfield Road. Now, on the Indiana side, things are really messy, sloppy. Indiana Toll Road westbound at Klein. They've got a crash there involving a tanker, and it is causing miles of heavy traffic. And then on 8094 at I-65, that whole interchange bottleneck. Take a look at Chopper 7. That's where they are. We've had so many crashes there that it is causing miles of traffic. They can't make it on the ramps. It's a very slow morning out there.
Yeah, what makes it as bad as it is out there looking at this shot.
The pictures that are coming out of Northwest Indiana, the one we just saw with Roz, I mean, they're unbelievable this morning.
Yeah, I've actually been in a situation where, yeah, it is so scary. You can't get control, and the car is just doing its own thing, and you're trying to, yeah.
In winter weather, too, there.
Look at it.
You've been watching these pictures throughout the course of the morning, and we've got jackknives, slot spin outs all across the road, and then, we just saw earlier this particular ramp where people are trying to get up it and cannot. Yeah. And this is a particularly bad looking situation here. Roz is watching this. We'll check back in with her throughout the rest of the hour.
Lyft and Spot Hero are teaming up for a new parking option in Chicago. Lyft Parking will allow users to use this app to find parking in the city via Spot Hero's parking reservation system. Residents can be made of or in advance. The Lyft parking feature is now available in Chicago and 15 other major cities, and will eventually be rolled out soon in other areas.
All right. Chicago is getting a new professional rugby team. The Chicago Hounds were officially introduced yesterday. Their new home will be SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview.
Take all of your favorite aspects of football, the contact, basketball, the skills play, soccer, the continual motion and movement, hockey, the fast-paced, back and forth, and it really has all of that.
The Chicago Hounds home opener will happen on March 4th against the Utah Warriors. All right, rugby.
Something else to look forward to. March sounds so far away, but it will be here before you know it.
Right around the corner.
Coming up this morning, the Amaze Lights Festival returns today. How they are lighting up the holiday experience.
And a special edition Thriller 40 album drops today. More on that on the way.
You're watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Let's take a quick look at some of the stories that we'll be watching for you today. Chicago's top cop will hold a news conference today with business leaders to talk about what's being done to keep holiday shoppers safe. Business liaison officers have already been meeting one-on-one with retailers ahead of the big holiday season.
And with temperatures expected to drop below 32 degrees this weekend, the city of Chicago has opened 6 warming centers. They'll be open starting today at community service facilities across the city. You can find the locations on our website, abc7chicago.com.
The Amaze Light Festival is back, bringing holiday cheer to Tinley Park this year. It opens today at Odyssey Fun World. There are 5 themed worlds full of lights and decorations. You can also take a ride on the Arctic Express and pass by the biggest snowman in the land.
Ooh, really cool. A lot of these light shows are beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah.
All right, well, good morning to you. Welcome back. I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Terrell Brown. Let's go outside. And some of the pictures that I'm seeing make you want to go back in. Cloudy out here in the city now, 20 degrees, Tracy. It's cold out there, but we've got some snow out there, too.
You know what we really have? Earlier this morning, we had some snow that accumulated in the western suburbs. It has eased up out that way. Southern suburbs, you also had some bursts of snow that created accumulation. But northwest Indiana is where we're still seeing some of that snow. Steady temps in the 20s today, wind chills in the teens. Here's a look, live Doppler 7 Max. What happened overnight when many of you were sleeping, areas to the west and south, we had these moderate to heavy bursts of snow that created whiteout conditions, created accumulation on many local roads. Now we are still getting a burst of some of that snow approaching Couts, Indiana right now, and then over toward Michigan City. It is continuing, but let's go to Roz.
I'm going to start with the Illinois side of things, where we really don't have any serious crashes. Travel times averaging 35 to 45 minutes heading in between the tri-state and downtown. Now, we do have a crash north at 115th and Ridgeland, and that is really backing things up, particularly on 115th. But on the Indiana side of things, that's where we have a significant problem, particularly at the intersection of 94 and I-65, with a lot of crashes there. In fact, Chopper is over one right now. This crash is on the ramp from northbound I-65 to westbound 8094, where it has been nearly impossible for a lot of these semis to get enough traction to get up the hill. I also want to take a look at storm trackers. They make their way southbound on I-65 approaching US 231. They finally are getting some lanes open there, where they had an overturned semi for the better part of four hours out into 4 hours out there.
Hours? And it does not look like it's getting any better either, Ross. All right, come on over here. We'll chat. And this is what everybody's talking about today. Of course, more Taylor ticket trouble. Ticketmaster is really under fire this morning.
After canceling today's public sale of Taylor Swift tickets due to high demand, ABC's Will Gans has the fallout.
If diamonds form under pressure, Ticketmaster is especially bejeweled this morning. The live event site under pressure yet again after scrapping plans to sell T-Swift tour tickets to the general public at all. Ticketmaster tweeting, due to extraordinarily high demands on ticketing systems and insufficient remaining ticket inventory to meet that demand, tomorrow's public on sale for Taylor Swift The Eras Tour has been canceled.
No, tell me right now this is a joke.
I literally feel like I'm about to burst into tears right now. It's baffling that they could have screwed it up this badly.
The CEO of Liberty Media, Live Nation's largest shareholder, appeared on CNBC's Squawk on the Street on Thursday.
The site was supposed to be opened up for 1.5 million verified Taylor Swift fans. We had 14 million people hit the site, including bots, another story, which are not supposed to be there. We could have filled 900 stadiums.
In other words, Taylor would have to play a stadium show every single night for the next 2.5 years to meet that demand. And fallout for Ticketmaster has been swift. Senator Amy Klobuchar sending a letter to the CEO of Live Nation expressing serious concerns about the state of competition in the ticketing industry and its harmful impact on consumers.
Look, the ticketing industry is ripe for corruption. What Ticketmaster always has to be looking out for is the bots and the hackers and all those people who are very, very eager to get these tickets, and buy up as many of them as they possibly can and then resell them on the secondary market.
While sales for the general public have been scrapped completely, our music expert thinks the roughly 10% of total tickets that were reserved for that sale will likely be disseminated among the verified fans who were shut out of Tuesday's pre-sale. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
Right. So I'm not getting Taylor in concert anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of young people are getting, well, that's the really sad part, is that it's the young people and the teenagers who really love her and want to see her that aren't going to get a chance to get to these shows.
That's a mess. We're going to welcome in Roz and Tracy about this. And I think Tracy even touched on that yesterday. You think about all these young girls who look up to Taylor Swift and want to be the next Taylor Swift, and now they don't even have a shot.
Yeah. You can't go see her.
What were we just
We were
saying?
just talking about, you know, why is it even legal for people to buy 100 tickets and resell them?
Yeah, and
Why is
that,
there no regulation?
And that's what's going on here, right? And that's basically what I thought, is that, you know, you come in early, get on Ticketmaster, buy up all these tickets, they're sold out, and so then you have to go to StubHub to get them, and then they're what, 20 grand?
Exactly. And is it people buying up these tickets, or they're bots?
And I think
that's what they're saying.
yeah.
I remember that it happens in so much too, like sneakers that drop.
Same thing.
They'll buy all the sneakers up and then they'll charge you all this money for them. Versus just letting people come out. Yeah, then time's different. World, as Ross said, yes, upside down.
Right, exactly.
I will not forget that this week.
Goodness.
The world's upside down.
Can I just ask, just this observation about Taylor Swift, who I think is enormously talented. Her posing is amazing. What, like, I want to learn how to
Oh, yeah, right.
Her red carpet game is strong.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she does. His pose, she always looks fabulous. She wears the right things. She's never misses. She never misses. I love her red carpet look.
She eludes confidence.
Well, she's also very tall, too. Think about it. Like, if I had that height,
You be showing, yeah, you be
Baby,
showing legs.
I'm doing it.
Butt naked out there
I'm
on the
doing
red
it now with 5'2". Don't imagine if the good Lord made me 6'2". Oh, baby, I would hit it. This month marks 40 years since the release. 40 years since the release of one of the most iconic records of all time.
It's amazing. Michael Jackson's Thriller came November 30th, 1982, and today the special Thriller 40 album comes out. There's going to be a 3-day immersive experience that's going on in New York City. Fans in 8 other cities are getting a private screening of the Thriller 40 documentary, which goes through the process of making the album. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any events scheduled here in Chicago, but everyone will have a chance to check out the new album, which includes tracks that have never been released.
How is it possible? How is it possible
So
that we have never heard
these tracks
in
before?
50 years?
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's got it under lock and key.
That always
That's awesome.
intrigues me when artists pass away.
Prince, right?
Prince.
Yep, he had another one.
Ton of them. And they always have these songs we've never, ever heard before.
It's awesome. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm surprised there isn't like some huge Thriller-y recreation of that action in a modern way today, like shutting down a big street.
What you gonna do? Want to do it right now?
You know I'm always down. We gonna do it?
You can. Oh, let's see if I remember. This is the only move I saw him do. I'm just following you. That's it? Is that it? No, but I'd like the hip thrust. Wait, no, mine is. No,
Go ahead, Ross.
Let me sit down. Let me leave the dancing to him. Because my hip thrust, I love to watch
You like a
hip
good
thrust,
hip thrust,
but
right?
I can't.
But they are
What's
hard.
how do you do it?
There you go. Hey, you just hold it. Hey, oop, boop, boop, boop.
I think it's just been recreated.
Go get the real deal. Pull up the Thriller and
watch it.
Do not watch to this. Turn it off right now. No, don't turn it off. Give us 20 more minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But we will take a break. Streaming out loud this morning. We're back in 90 seconds. Hang tight.
It's a shame.
Welcome back, everybody. Dozens of people stepped out in the cold last night to increase awareness about homelessness.
The goal of this year's Sleep Act is to raise $750,000 to support services and housing for Chicago's homeless population. Now, it also aims to let young people who are homeless know they are not alone.
Yeah, really, really cold weather, and it seems so early this year too. I mean, we're in November and we're feeling like January.
Right, but the thing is, look how we got tricked. Last week, we keep holding on to last week. It was all in the 60s and 70s, and then this week it's time, right, Tracy?
Yeah, you know, but it is early. What we're getting today, what we got, are going to get this coming weekend. Although it's not so early to see snow. We'll see some of that this morning. We've had these disturbances that have come across the area this morning. Now it is weakening. It's diminishing coverage area over in northwest Indiana. But those of you southwest Michigan, just know that lake effect is going to continue there as we go through the day. Well, right now those temperatures are in the 20s around the area, and our wind chills this morning. Take a look. Feels like it's 7 in Hampshire, 10 in Morris, 14 in Westville. 14 is your wind chill right now out at O'Hare. Temperature steady in the 20s here today. There still will be some occasional flurries, but for the rest of the morning and into most of the afternoon, I don't expect any additional bursts like we had this morning. Tomorrow is going to be blustery. It is going to be cold. High temperatures tomorrow in the 20s. By the time the Lights Festival is stepping off the parade, that gets underway around 5:30 to 6. We will have wind chills most likely in the single digits by that time. Roz?
We're still looking at average delays on the Illinois side of things, 35 to 45 minutes, but the northbound tri-state really jammed from 115th to the Stevenson, and that's because we've got a stall on northbound 294 blocking a lane, so that's what's causing that big delay. Now, on the Indiana side, we are still looking at significant problems. They're finally cleaning up the crash westbound on the Indiana Toll Road at Klein. We have residual delays there, but we have plenty of delays at the 8094 I-65 interchange because those ramps are very, very slick. We have Storm Tracker Live making their way southbound on I-65 in the Crown Point, Hebron area. This is what's left of the crash we had much earlier this morning that involved an overturned semi. We do have police on the scene getting things cleaned up. There's still lane blockage. Only one lane's open, but at least we have one lane open because for several hours, nothing was getting through. Val and Terrell, back to you.
Busy, busy.
And I always think about the folks who are driving with coffee or tea in the morning, and then like happens, and you were stuck for 4 hours. You know where I'm going with this?
Exactly.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
That's a horrible situation to be in.
You ain't lying. All right, so we are 1 week away from Black Day. For anyone who plans on gifts for kids this year, we got you covered.
Our own Samantha Chapman is back with her toy box and gifts for kids of all ages.
Good morning, everyone. Sam's Toy Box is back with the hottest toys of the year. So if you have any kids in your life, get your pen and paper ready because they are going to love the toys we picked out. Our toy expert Lori Schacht is back in Chicago with the hottest toys on the market.
But what I have for you here are some of the hottest toys that if you see it and this is on your kids' wish list, buy it now.
We're starting with the Air Titans Jurassic World Massive Attack T-Rex. Using the controller, kids will navigate this 6-foot-long dino, which includes more than a dozen sound effects.
He inflates in about 20 seconds. He is very fun, a little fierce, of course. And when you stop playing with him, he'll deflate by himself in about 30-40 seconds as well.
I had too much fun with this toy. It's perfect for kids 8 and up, and it's on the market for $129. Next up, the Coco Melon Boo Boo doll.
JJ, look. So wherever he gets a boo-boo, we put the Band-Aid on.
These dolls let you know exactly where they're hurting, so your kid can make them all better. It's on the market for $34 for kids 12 months and up. This next toy is fantastic. The Monster Jam Monster Garage.
Kids who love Monster Jam are going to go crazy for this. It comes with one Monster Jam truck, but holds 20. So kids are going to have a lot of fun doing tricks, coming off the ramp.
There's even a working elevator with lights and sounds. Kids 3 and up can enjoy this toy, and it's coming in at $49. This one here is magnificent. It's the Magic Seas Magical Crystal Ball. With a click of the wrist, the crystal ball awakens.
And we have to say the magic words, magical mixes.
Magical mixes. A magical creature appears before kids' eyes. Perfect for children 5 and up. On the market for $84. It's time to get on your feet and start moving with this next toy. The Ruckus lets kids create their own sounds and beats with simple moves. I have a feeling the adults will like this one too.
And when you get good at it, you're going to start dancing around.
It has more than 100 different disco tracks for kids 8 and up. The price tag, $49. Last but not least, the Mario Kart 24-volt ride-on.
I don't want the toy to break. That's my big thing.
Not going to break.
Somehow I managed to fit. Kids 3 and up are going to love this ride. Now parents, it's a splurge item, coming in at $399. For more information on the toys you just saw, head over to our website, abc7chicago.com, or our news app. Back to you.
And some of them toys are going to stay right in the store.
I was going to say, I don't know if I miss those days or not. Like, part of me misses out, but my kids are now like
college, high school.
They're waking up at noon on Christmas.
We'll take a quick break. We're back with more right after this.
Yeah, they know ain't not going to be under that tree.
So it is Friday.
The weekend is approaching, so let's get a check on Festival Friday with Roz. Hey, Roz.
Talk about something other than the snow in Indiana. Really, there are so many holiday events happening this weekend. It's going to be difficult to choose. So let's start with ice skating. It opens today in Millennium Park and also at the Ribbon at Maggie Daley Park. Admission is free, but you have to make an online reservation. Now you can bring your own skates or you can rent a pair there. Chris Kindle Market opens today at 3 locations, Daly Plaza, Wrigleyville, and Aurora at River Edge Park. This is your one-stop shop for traditional holiday gifts, traditional German food, sweets, and beverages. The Let It Shine Light Show opens tonight at Northbrook Court and at Wintrust Field in Schaumburg. This drive-through experience immerses you into a wonderland of light displays synchronized to holiday music. Immersive Nutcracker is the newest way to experience the holiday classic. From the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy to the March of the Toys, you'll be surrounded by breathtaking projections. It opens tomorrow at Lighthouse Art Space in Old Town. The JCC Chicago Jewish Film Festival gets underway this weekend with screenings at Century Place Cinema in Highland Park. It's also streamed online, and that movie you're looking at right now, the trailer, it's I, Mordecai. After that is shown on Sunday evening, they're going to have a Q&A with the director. So we've got other things going on. We've got the folks from After School Matters. They have been hard at work creating incredible ginger Ginger is going to be displayed at the lobby of the Drake Hotel. The unveiling is at 4 this afternoon. And check this out. They use 600 pounds of gingerbread, 200 pounds of icing, 30 pounds of chocolate for a total of over 2,000 pounds. Can you top that?
No.
Not at all.
No. But I bet there are some bad gingerbread houses that come out. I bet they know what they're doing.
Oh, goodness. Roz, have you made one lately? Well, in the recent years?
No, because Sarah's 27, so it's been.
She won't make it with you at 27?
I didn't ask her.
I bet you she will this year if you ask her.
We'll see.
That's cool. All right, Roz. We'll see you soon. Quick break. We're back after this.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
So true love is getting expensive. The cost for the items listed in the 12 Days of Christmas hit a record high this year. If you need a refresher, it's 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-singing, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings. Yeah, 4 calling birds, 3 fringe hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. So all that together this year cost more than $45,000. It's up more than 10% over last year. It's according to the Financial Services Forum, PNC.
I thought you were going somewhere completely different with this story when you were talking. I was thinking, because this is the time of year where people get engaged. So I was thinking.
Oh, I thought that too for a second.
Yeah, that you were going to say the cost of like diamonds going up and platinum.
Probably that too.
Yeah, but I don't even want any of that stuff on that list.
You don't want a partridge in a pear tree.
Why?
You don't want some swans a-singing?
Do you?
Some lords a-laying? I'm trying to think, is there any, you make a good point, is there anything that I actually want in the 12 gifts of Christmas?
I don't.
Huh.
And I'm not a Scrooge. I just don't want those.
You just don't want any of those
Now,
things.
I'll take a diamond.
That does sound good.
All right, and a reminder, the Great Chicago Blood Drive is happening January 11th and 12th. There are 7 locations for 2023. You can sign up on abc7chicago.com. And it's important to think about that during the holiday season.
And another thing that's really important to think about right now, especially with these temperatures, they're expected to drop below freezing this weekend, and the city of Chicago has opened 6 warming centers. They're the places right there on the screen. They're going to be open starting today at community service facilities across the city. You can find the locations on our website, abc7chicago.com. I did not think about it until you mentioned it.
What?
But the 12 Days of Christmas?
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of stuff that we sing that song every year, and there's nothing on that list that I want. All right. Oh, the gold rings. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
We will do that.
We do like a gold ring.
Yeah.
With a diamond.
That's going to do it for us in the news at 7 a.m. Talia Babbage will have a news update. Tracy and Roz will talk weather and traffic during Good Morning America.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.
This has been Eyewitness News streaming at 7. Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It's 7:56. I'm Tanya Babich. Happening today, the trial continues in the case of a man who was with Adam Toledo the night he was shot and killed by police. Lawyers for 22-year-old Ruben Roman say evidence suggests it was 13-year-old Toledo who fired shots at a car that night. Those shots allegedly drew police, which led to the fatal foot chase where Toledo was killed. Prosecutors had said it was Roman who fired the shots that alerted police. We'll check on weather and traffic for you up next.
Well, good morning. For some of us, it has been a treacherous travel morning, but we're seeing the snow diminishing over in northern Indiana, thankfully. Unfortunately, it's created so many problems this morning into southwest Michigan, where over in southwest Michigan, it will continue. Our temperatures will continue to stay steady in the 20s. Probably all day long. We have wind chills, some in the single digits, many that are in the teens. Tomorrow, blustery, a very cold day here tomorrow with highs once again in the 20s. Roz?
Well, we start in Indiana, where we still have slick conditions at the I-65 8094 interchange and traffic delays to go with it, but not nearly as bad as it was earlier this morning. On the Illinois side, 30 to 50 minutes is going to be the average travel time. We've got a lot of suburban crashes. We start in Round Lake, 120 in Wilson. We've got another crash causing some delays into Splains at Toohey and Lee. That's involving a vehicle fire. And we also have a crash in Burbank at 79th and Narragansett. Northbound on the Tri-State at the Stevenson, a stall. Take a look at the camera from the tollway. It is jammed.